Hi there. Okay, so now we're on video number 57, and this is going to be video number 19 of module 3. And this time we're going to be using the ADX and the Awesome Oscillator. Now, as you may recall from the previous videos in module 2, the Awesome Oscillator can be used to find twin peaks. It can be used to find the buy-sell cross, and it can be used to buy from sources as well. Now, with the saucer and the twin peaks, it's quite like, well, you really need to zoom in. Basically, they're quite hard to find, so I would really ignore those two sections, and we can still use I mean, this particular setup isn't as one of the best as some of the others, but we can still use some of the characteristics from the Awesome Oscillator to guide us where we need to go ahead and place our buy and sells. We can use the cross, the buy sell cross area, which is right here. This is the cross. Let's just show you with the screen drop in. This is the vertical scale, so when it goes from a low to then above, that's referred to as a buy signal when it crosses right there. Alright, so we could use that element and try and look to see if the black line, the ADX line, does indeed cross as well. And I believe it actually crossed it around about there. So again, we need to look back before jumping in and going long, before saying yes, all these all line up. We need to go back and take a look to see if there's any congestion in the way, and if there is, like a support or resistance level or whatever, we need to work out if this is going to be worth our risk. Alright, and I can see here from there to there is only around about 30 pips. Sorry, beg your pardon, about 130 pips. So let's just take a look at some others. Here we've got another section right here where we've basically gone from above to below, and there's your cross for a sell. So we take a look to see where the ADX is, and we can see that it looks like it's in a pretty good position. The black line's above the 30, which is what we're looking for mainly, and we can see the signal kind of appears around about there. So again, we need to basically take a look, are we on support and resistance levels, and if we're happy with it, then we can take a short trade and use maybe the bottom here as the next low, or maybe another low that's somewhere over there on the left. Alright, now where these buy signals have appeared on the ADX, you basically want to take a look at these areas right here. Alright, and then look for any congestion areas. Now that's one way that we could possibly look at it. The other way is to basically see how many bars, when the ADX line pierces the 30 level, to see how many bars of the Awesome Oscillator has actually been generated from its first instance here. So there's the first down bar below the vertical scale, and that kind of appears around about on the third. The ADX appears or penetrates above the 30 around about on the third development of that candle. Alright, so anywhere in between here, you can see that the black ADX line has crossed 30 within those first 3 bars. So then let's go ahead and take a look at this one as well, and that one kind of does really the same things within the first 3 bars. Alright, let's see if we can see some others over here. So okay, here's where the ADX crosses, but we're not at the beginning. There's like one huge continuous move right there. Okay, but we do have a twin peaks, one here and one here, which can indicate a buy opportunity around about there. Alright, so there's your twin peaks from those two. Alright, oh, the twin peaks, the one on the right hand side needs to be low on the left. This is the only time that you would do buy trade opportunities using twin peaks, when the histogram is actually below the vertical scale. Alright, when you look for a twin peaks when it's above the vertical scale, you're looking for a short trade, and you'll see something like this, like a histogram or whatever, and then you'll see a smaller kind of like a peak from here, and this one on the right hand side needs to be lower than the previous one, and then you can go short. for that trade. Alright, so here is a buy opportunity over there. So there's different ways that you can go ahead and look at this. I mean, this one particular here doesn't actually say to go short. Let's see what happens for this one. This actually did go back up. You will see from where the Twin Peaks signal came in, this did actually go up around about 120 pips or so. Alright, it actually did hit like the previous high. Alright, and here's like another Twin Peaks right there, and then the market goes up a little bit to the next previous high. So we need to take a look. I mean, that's one way that you can gauge those, when you see where there's just been one huge histogram and you've seen several signals of the ADX penetrating above the 30 line. You really want to wait for one like here. You see like where this cross is, which is around about there, but it also actually appears within the first few. So let's just take a look at where that guide is and take it to the next one. It's about right. Oh, actually crosses earlier than that. It's right. I'm stuck in between. I can't really get right down into the nitty gritty on that one, but we can see that it's basically about 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's about 4 bars there. So 3 or 4 bars could be our allowance. Let's see if that will ring through true. This one's within 3 bars. This is supposed to be a sell signal. The sell signal comes in right around about there. It does, eventually come down, but I don't think it would have been in most people's best interest to take that one. Well, the results at least wouldn't have been in most people's interest. Might have been turned out to be in a loss. So this one doesn't really look like one that we could have actually taken on. Actually, I've just missed my space. Okay, I've just lost my space. Wonderful. But here we've got some more buy signals, and this actually happens right on the cross. I mean, that's quite interesting as well to look at. See where it happens right here on the cross. Now, how instantly it more or less goes up straight away. And I'm not sure if there are actually quite a few like that. I mean, here's one. That's pretty close. That actually happens like on the second or third bar. So let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Okay, so a sell signal on a support line doesn't look good. Let's see, let's do some more analysis on that one. Oh, that's a bit iffy there. Okay, so short trade, it does look more like a support, so we don't really want to take a short trade on a support. A resistance would have been better, so that would have been no trade. So you can see that, although the ADX isn't like 100% perfect, but for the most part it does pretty well. But if you want to sort of really try and iron out those losses, it would be better to use like a secondary indicator. And in this particular instance, it does look like using the awesome oscillators help filter out some of the possible losses that could have appeared. And plus we've used this trend line in there as well. That's also let us know that this is not a viable area to go short on. Alright, and here is like another buy signal around about here, but the awesome oscillator is taken too far away. I mean, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, there's about 9 bars, 10 bars there. Alright, and then the market just went sideways. So I mean, that's no good. Just go ahead and put our trend line in right about there, and just go back and take a look to see if this is an area, or see if we can find the reason why. That's not one. Let's take that out. Let's see if we can find the reason. And I can't see any reason right now, but okay. Let's go on the daily. Yeah, so I can't really see going back. It's going back. I'm gonna keep losing my spot every time I'm doing this. Alright, let's close out some of these. Let's see if we can find some more. Okay, this is on the daily time frame. Daily time frame looks pretty robust, so probably would have got in around about there on the next bar. So here is, oops, wrong one. So here is where the black line ADX crosses. Then we need sort of really need that confirmation from the positive ADX as well to get in there, which happens around about there. And then we will probably go long after the new bar. Go ahead and take a look, see if we're on a support or resistance. That does look pretty good actually, and target the next previous high, which is currently where the current market price is, and that does get hit right around about there in about 5 days. It's in about 6 days for 390 odd pips. So the daily time frame looks a lot better than the 4-hour time frame. Let's just see if that isn't just a fluke. Okay, it's below the histogram, so the histogram's below the vertical scale, plus it's red, plus we've got a crossover right here. That actually happens right on a sort of support / resistance line, so that's pretty cool. And these lines wouldn't come true because the positive directional index didn't actually penetrate above the 30 line. Same with this one, even though the market did go up a little bit. And let's see if we can see any more. Okay, here's one right around about here. Okay, that looks like a support line, so yeah, I would have actually gone long in that. So, but this one was pretty short-lived. So this could have been, oh, that's like a 200 pip trade over a period of a day. I think I would have actually taken at least half of that, booked my position in, and moved my stop loss to break even. And let the other 200 pips play at half of the other position left. So I think the best bet for this particular strategy would be to use the daily time frame. There seems to be less areas in the market to actually make a mistake, and there seems to be more opportunities to actually find a profitable trade. So I would use basically the daily time frame for that one. Alright, when you switch to the templates. Okay, and see how you get on for like 2 to 3 days. Alright, and we will see you very soon in the next video. Alright, bye for now.